Valley is a really beautiful site. Todd of Appalachian History Detectives is up there in the truck getting his gear ready. He's doing his intro up there. He's got a lot of furry, delicious friends checking him out. They have numbers on them, which is probably not a good sign for them. Big numbers painted on their side. We are at the site of what we believe is Fort Upper Tract. Site that's been lost to history. Somewhere over the fields that way, there's actually a big plaque put up, bronze plaque saying this is the site of Fort Upper Tract. We know it's not the site. We detected the field the first day, the first video in this series, and there's a site there, but it's like 1790s. Not the fort. This is the fort. We figured it out. 99% sure, but we'll be at 100% soon as we find what is called the palisade walls. Now, a palisade is a wall that they would build where they would cut down trees that were like a foot across, a foot to 18 inches across. They cut down the trees, just split them, and then bury the ends in a trench, backfill a trench, so you had a wall of like split trees that would go all the way around in a circle. We think this is probably a circular fort or circular palisade wall because there's one nearby that the Indians attacked Fort Siebert the day after or shortly thereafter and killed most of those people. Every single person in this fort, the soldiers, the citizens, everyone that lived out in the valleys around here that came in for protection were massacred. Zero survivors, zero stories about what happened, but we know what happened. You've already learned some of that in the videos, and hopefully we will learn a little bit more today. One other thing is, you know, through this whole series, I am focusing on melted metals. We'll find a lot of melted stuff here. Melted gun parts, melted musket balls, melted buttons, a lot of stuff like that. And before Fort Siebert, which is over the Map Mountain, was attacked, they sent a person over here to warn these guys that the Indians were on the rampage. But when they got to the top of the mountain, he said he could look across and see that this fort was already on fire. So he never came over here. And that's really about the only history, I think, that we have of this fort and what happened here. I mean, we don't know what it looked like. We don't know where it was. We don't know how the people got killed or if they got killed. Maybe they were hauled off somewhere. We don't know if they fought the Indians or just gave up like they did over, or surrendered, mostly intact like they did over at Fort Siebert. We don't know any of that. Well, I mean, when I say we, I mean everyone else. Todd and I already figured it out. But this video is going to be day 3 here. We're going to continue looking for artifacts, continue looking for clues, and it's going to be an awesome video, I can already tell you. Lots of rain recently. The ground is nice and moist, so it's going to be easy digging. And the metal detectors will go deep and solid in a nice wet ground. Just watch out for the cow pies. We'll see you in a few minutes. It's going to be an awesome hunt. You can count on it. As I'm waiting for Todd to get here, I wanted to show you another reason why we think this is the fort site, based on the descriptions I've already talked about. Just watch this truck go down the hill. All right, the descriptions of the fort site say it was, some of the descriptions say there was a cliff, a rock cliff or a high hill on part of it. And looky here, I think the fort sat right on top of there. The palisade walls would have been 10, 15 feet in the air. They would have been able to get on top of the palisade walls with a little walkway, and be able to look right down to where I'm standing, so no Indian would be able to stand here and not get shot. Perfect defensive position for this side of the fort, isn't it? It's absolutely perfect. And then the rest of that field was probably cleared, you know, at least mostly cleared, and you know, the Indians wouldn't be able to get too close to them there as well. So a good place to stand, make a stand and fight. They needed water. What they would do, because they had to have water, it's probably not a well up there, is they probably came down this ravine right here as needed, and they could sneak down this ravine. So maybe there was a hole in the fort right there, a gate or something, a door. They could come down here and sneak down here and grab water real quick and go back up the hill. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and what some of those guys were thinking back in the 1800s. Again, this took place in the 1750s. They were thinking that this is why the fort was here, because it was so defensible. Even looking upriver there's like a branch that goes up that way. So that would have been not an easy place for the Indians to hide. We'll get in that water. Not today, but we're going to get in that water. All right, let's go up the trail. Fortunately, this is probably not detectable because of all the trash, but we might poke around down in here. on another video on another day. Hopefully Todd's up here by now. Let's see what he's up to. Okay, Todd's already hitting it, and we're gonna get started too. What we're gonna do, we're gonna help with your AT Max. A mouthful of lunch. And zero program, zero discrimination, maximum sensitivity, iron audio, and a big loop. Okay, well, I've already taken my rain jacket off. It's actually gotten kind of warm. What I decided to do is I'm going to get like 4 or 5 holes lined up, get the dirt dug, things out of the ground, then take the machine over and listen for them, and we'll discover them together. I'm doing that so that Todd and I don't talk over each other on the video a lot, because we're pretty close. He's right over there, and so when he's talking and I'm talking, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. So, a couple holes dug. You ready to look? I am. Okay, let's start with this one. I got my one ear cup off so you can hear it, but nice little signal there. I mean, it's not real high, but I think it's going to be non-ferrous. Now, I do see a couple nails in the holes that I've dug, so okay, got something here, and hopefully there's something good. Well, actually, anything's good, because any artifact we find, I suspect is this thing. Any artifact we find will tell some of the story of this place. Okay, it's right here, and I think it's going to be a football star. No, this is a kind of a small caliber musket ball, unfired. I'll get the micrometer on it, tell you what caliber it is, hopefully in the video. And of course, oh yeah, one other thing. If I don't show all the pictures of the finds at the end of each video, I'm going to do one massive, major video at the end where I show all the finds and try to identify everything that I can. So I might not do it at the end of each video. Well, you already know because you've seen a bunch of them. I just haven't edited them yet. All right, I see some iron rust in this one. No, let's see what the meter says it is. Okay, so that's probably going to be a nail. But we want to dig some of this iron yet. This nail right here. It almost looks melted though, doesn't it? So that could be an indication of the fort fire. Not 100% on it though. Check the hole. All right, that was it. I've got something in that giant crater there I want to show you that's interesting, but let's go to this giant crater first. There's something over here I wanted to show you. Okay, yeah, oh, that's a beautiful little squeaker right there. And I think the problem with this one, it was just really deep. Was that down at the bottom? I mean, something I want to show you there too. But let's go ahead and grab this target real quick. So here, I think it's going to be this thing right here, probably a piece of lead. Is it? Yep. No. It's a piece of lead, but oddly, it's a disc. It looks almost like what we would call, again, I'm going to rub it just a little bit on my pants. I always try to use a seam, because if you rub it on your knee where everybody wants to rub the thing, you'll wear a hole in the fabric really quick. I'm just going to quickly wipe it off here. It's what we would call like a poker chip or gaming piece maybe. I don't know if there's any other reason to have that, something like that. I mean, it's not, I think it's too thick to be a flint holder for a musket. But that's a nice find, and it was deep too. And what I want to show you here in this hole, and more so than the one coming up, is that this has been mixed together. A lot of we're looking at the dark soil here that's been farmed for the last 300 years. And lighter soil down here below the plow, and this is as deep as the plow got right here, where it changes colors. But there's a lot of dirt mixed in here too, so this might have been dug out at the time of the fort. Now, and I'm going to show that to you. Let's just go to the giant hole over here, because you can actually see that pretty clearly. And this is telling me that they dug something here. This could be part of the palisade wall, or it could be part of a building or a privy or almost anything. But it was definitely dug deeper than the plow line. But first, let's listen. Somewhere in here I had something. I don't know if this was, I can't remember if this is iron or not. We should have looked at the machine for you, but like I said, I don't really care because I want to dig a bunch of iron too. If we can find it. It's pretty small, whatever it is. It's over in here now. That's probably it right there. Okay, so that is a little piece of wire-like stuff. There is a big trash dump right there. And this could be just a piece of old fence, but we don't know for sure. I'm noticing a lot of charcoal in here too. So this was an area that there was a fire. It looks like a piece of, yeah, there's a big piece of iron here. Let's see what this is. Not more of the same. That's got a loop on it, so that's probably not a fence, but to be honest with you, I cannot say how old that might be. It wasn't very deep, but that doesn't matter because this was plowed. But let me show you this hole. This one really has me chuffed, as they say, and it looks like, what is that? Is that leaf? I'm excited about this one because you can see it's dark way down through here. There's no obvious cutoff of the plow zone, and even the dirt down here, although it's lighter, it has chunks of darker stuff mixed in. So this was something that a hole that was dug out, post hole or a privy or something, and then backfilled. And then this is all plow zone stuff where all the nice rich dirt is. But I think this is, I'm going to mark this. We're going to come back and maybe dig this out a little bit just to see how deep this goes, how deep this hole goes. I don't think it's part of the palisade wall because it's just, it would make the palisade pretty small. Well, they say it's probably only 90 feet across. You can see these other holes I have that we're going to go to next. Okay, in this hole we have a small non-ferrous item. So it's going to be some lead or a piece of brass or a button, or probably lead by the sound of it. I was hoping we could just see it, but I don't really see it. We'll just, oh, there it is right there, I bet. Might be a little button, or a piece of a button. Is that it? Nope. All right, we'll just pick it up like this. It's in my hand. I'm gonna drop half of it there. Oh, I can feel it's heavy right there. It's a piece of lead. All right, so we have a piece of melted lead. This could be from a fire inside the fort. It could be from where they made bullets. There's just really no way to tell. Let's move on to the next one. I'll fill that in just a minute. All right, next target's here. Oh, that's a nail. You can see it clearly, but I want to show it to you. I'm going to dig up some of the nails to try to get an age on these as well. And that's a nice square nail, rose head, hand forged, definitely of the period. See streaks of charcoal in here too. So that's evidence of a fire here. And a little bit of flint chips. Let's double check the hole, make sure that's all it was. Yep, that's it. And I think I got one more hole over here. Now button them up and we'll move on and do this again. All right. Yeah, so we got something there. It's non-ferrous. It's got readings of 50, 60, something like that. It's pretty small. Let's go ahead and dig it together. I wonder what that thing is. I don't know, but it looks organic or alive, like a fungus. All right. Thought it'd be right in there. It's not going to be very big, I don't think. All right, let's try again. Oh no. Cow pies. Now, I don't worry about cow pies. It's just grass. But they will actually give you a signal somewhat. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll put you up near the headphones, but it kind of gives a little bit of a signal. But this isn't it. There's something right in this area. I'm suspecting another piece of melted lead. In my hand, just kind of jumble it around a little bit, and I can feel a heavy thing right here. Yeah, yep, another little chunk of melted lead. A lot of melted lead in this one area, but to be honest, I found some pretty interesting relics here. And we got that one crater over there that has a really good soil profile. So we learned a lot on these few holes. Let's find some more. So I have a couple more holes dug, and I think I have a really interesting discovery. I don't really know what it is yet, but it's going to be significant to what we're looking for. But first, let's go ahead and dig these targets. This little squeaky squeaker here. Make sure my headphones off so you hear it. Right in the top, reading 49.50. Could be lead, could be a piece of button. It's right in here. Yeah, put it right to the side. Not in that one. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, this is it. What we have is a piece of melted. That's lead, but it's weird, kind of weird shaped. So that might have actually been some type of other artifact that melted and kept part of its shape. Not too sure. We'll take a close look at that. Next hole. It's right here. Let's take a listen to it. Yeah, it's a little bit higher, so it's going to probably be brass. I can see some dark soil right here, so I'm suspecting whatever it is probably mixed in with this. It's probably some of the patina coming off, and sure enough, there it is, look. Little button, I just dropped it. Little piece of brass. All right, so what we have here, I'll clean it off just a wee bit, is a heavy piece of brass. This could be a musket part, this could be some other type of thing that they had, a domestic tool or war tool, I don't know. Not melted, flat one side, curved on the other, thick brass. Let's go ahead and listen to make sure we got it all. All right, I'll check that hole before I cover it up. One more, and then I'm gonna show you the really exciting find. Oh, and the rain's coming. Look at that. If you look out across the valley there, you can see the mountains are getting kind of whitish looking, and that's rain that's actually falling. So I'm gonna have to put my jacket back on. But let's get this signal first. All right, that's another nice little squeaker. So, well, mid-tone. It's not gonna be iron. No nails. Right in here. So, okay, so it's in here. And I'm not seeing it yet. Probably in this pile right here. Okay, let's see what we got. I don't think it's a nail, but I do see some rust stains. Not in that one. It's in this one. That's heavy, so it's going to be lead in here. Almost certain. Yep. Another piece of lead. And this one is probably melted. Pretty sure, but we'll check that out a little bit later. And now for the exciting find. I have a structure of some sort here. I don't know if it's a palisade wall. Could be a trash dump. Could be like part of where they dug into the ground to put, gunpowder and stuff. I don't know. Let's take a look at it. I originally started on this hole because I had a squeaker. And once I got the squeaker out of the hole, I kept digging. It keeps going down. So I'm way down here below the plow line. I'm getting to, there's light of dirt, but there's still other dirt mixed in, darker dirt. So there was a hole here. I don't know how deep it is. This could actually, look at all the charcoal. But you can see there's all kinds of dark dirt way down there. So this was definitely a hole. This is definitely some type of feature, whether it's, like I said, a trash pit or this could be the palisade wall. I mean, it's possible. If it was here, 90 feet across would be over right against that thing there. So what I'm going to do before I cover this, after I cover this up, I'll mark it. We'll come back here and do some more investigation a little bit later. A lot more rocks in here too. And I did find some pieces of bone. Now, if you watched another one of my videos, I found a little piece of bone that looked just like that actually. And I was freaked out that it was human. And so I showed it to an archaeologist, the bone expert. And he said that it is a toe bone. Didn't know what it went to, but not human for sure. So I feel better about that. And of course, when you think about it, these guys were eating, this fort was here for a couple of years. So they were eating cows and goats and mountain lions and bears and all kinds of stuff. So there'll be tons of bones in here that aren't human, actually. I don't know why I always think it's human, but it's not always human. Anyway, so I'm digging down. This is a piece of limestone, which is weird. That's the first piece of limestone I've seen out here. A lot of sandstone, and a lot of it's broken, like it's been heated in a fire. So this could be a fire hearth too. I'm not really sure. But anyway, oh yeah, I did have a little piece of brassy thing right there too. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, there it is. I don't know, it's very, very fragile. It could be a button or part of a button, inside of a button, I'm not sure. I just eyeballed that actually. I haven't gone over the soil with the machine yet. Let's go ahead and do that. That's probably iron, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to spread this out, get the targets, figure out exactly where they are, get you back out. We're digging real quick. I'll get this back filled before it starts raining real hard. Okay, I found a button so far. There's a lot of nails and stuff too, and I want to try to get as many of those as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and dig everything up real quick, and I'll show you after I'm done what I found in the hole, but I want to get it covered back over before it gets all soggy wet and it's hard to fill in. But this is the button that came out of there, and it's a little brass button. Well, it looks almost like a design on there, doesn't it? I think just a little bit more. It's probably plain, but it almost looks like there could be a design. I doubt there is. I'll get the shank cleaned up. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bag this and get the rest of the stuff. Just like I said, very strange there's so many rocks in this hole. So that was backfilled with rocks as well. And the fact that they're all broken open tells me something's going on here. Starting to rain a little harder. As promised, let me show you what I got out of the hole before I cover it back in. I'm coming back and we're going to dig this out, maybe even sift it. All right, on this rock here, I have the bone that you saw, a couple little pieces of brass, melted lead, a couple pieces of melted lead there, a little piece of brass, got a neat, interesting nail. Well, it's not a nail. I suspect that's going to be a purpose-built, some type of wedge. I don't know if we'll be able to figure out what it goes to, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a gun part, really. I'm going to go ahead and bag this stuff up. mark this spot. We'll come back on the ground as a little drier, maybe sift it, and certainly explore this a little more. I mean, this could be the wall.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity.